Thank you.
Please say after me. Vakratunda Mahakaya
Vakratunda Mahakaya
Suryakoti Samaprabha
Suryakoti Samaprabha
Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva
Nirvighnan Kuru Me Deva
Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada
Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada
Jnananandamayam Devam
Jnananandamayam Devam
Nirmalaspatikakrutim
Nirmalaspatikakrutim
Adharam Sarva Vidyanam
Adharam Sarva Vidyanam
Hayagrivamupaasmahe
Hayagrivam Upasmahe
Akhanda Mandalakaram
Akhanda Mandalakaram
Yena Vyaptam Characharam
Yena Vyaptam Characharam
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha
Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Welcome everyone. As a new person. So we were talking about Rama story. But in Rama story, we talked about who? Last time? Dasharatha. Yeah, Dasharatha and Ravana. What is the difference? Who is Dasharatha in us? Anybody remember? Dasharatha in us is us running the chariot or the carriage of the body that has 10 senses as the horses. So it's a horse-drawn carriage. So 10 sense-drawn body is what we are riding on. So that is Dasharatha. But there is something called ego mind. It's like ego. It always says me, I. And that ego mind is the center of all the 10 senses. It is controlled by those 10 senses. It is always trapped in those 10 senses. That is Dashakantha, Ravana, right? He's called Ravana for an interesting reason. You know how he got the name Ravana? Ravana is not his given name. His given name is Dashakantha or Dashakandhara. But he got the name Ravana because once he tried to do the most silliest thing possible. He wanted to lift the Mount Kailasa where Lord Shiva was dancing with all Parvati and all other Ganas. He tried to lift it up and throw it away because he wanted to show his strength to Lord Shiva. He thought, who is Shiva? I'm going to show him my strength. And he tried to lift the entire Kailasa mountain. Then Lord Shiva pushed the mountain down with his big toe. And then his arms were crushed, his heads were crushed, and Ravana was crying out loud. He cried out so loud that all the world shook. Everybody were terrified. So he had a dreadful cry. Then Lord Shiva, after a long time, he did the penance and all that to please Lord Shiva. Finally, when Lord Shiva came, he said, because you cried out so loud, so terrible cry, you will be called as Ravana going forward. So that is the name he got. Is that a good name to be proud of?
No.
So how did he get his name? He cried out loud, and then what else did he do? Come on. Come forward.
Come here, come here.
Come forward.
Make a semicircle.
So he cried out loud and he made everybody cry also. That's what he did throughout his life. He made everybody cry. out of pain, out of anguish, out of despair. That's why he got the name Ravana. So, Ravana, one simple meaning is one who speaks bad things and makes others cry. That is Ravana. So, it's an interesting thing. Do you know any bad words in any language? Cuss words? I'm pretty sure you all know that. Unfortunately, yeah. In school, a lot of people use cuss words, but believe me, they're not bad words. All wise men sat together and they looked at all the languages and looked at all the bad words, and they found only 2 bad words in the whole world. Those 2 bad words make the world bad. You know what those 2 bad words are? Me, mine. I'm telling it seriously, but also with a sense of joke. Right? I'm joking too, I'm kidding too, but at the same time I'm telling seriously too. Why are there so many problems in the world? Because everybody is selfish, right? You remember I gave a little thought experiment? I said there are 10 oranges here, and I tell 10, maybe 20 oranges. I tell everybody, you grab as many as you can. You have to operate with the principle, me, mine. Everything for me, I am going to enjoy. If that is the mode that you are operating, what happens? 20 oranges, 20 people. What is going to happen?
Some people will not get oranges, some people will get oranges.
And then there will be a fight.
Yeah.
Right? But if I say the principle, the rule is that make sure everybody gets at least one, then 0 conflicts, right? So what is the reason for conflict in the world? Selfishness. Me, mine. It's okay, me, mine is good up to a certain level. But if the me, mine goes to a level where you are turning bad, or others are despairing, or others are crying because of that, then that's a bad thing, right? This is called egoistic mind, Ravana. So that is the egoism that is trapped in those 10 senses. But if we are managing our 10 sense drawn body, that means this body and all our senses properly, we are not looking at bad things. We are not listening to bad things. We are not speaking bad things. We are not doing bad things. We are using them responsibly. Then we will become Dasharathas. Okay, I'll tell one simple story about how Dasharatha and Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi have these 4 children: Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. We saw the names of Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna and what it meant. What did we say they represent? Dharma, Artha, say loud.
Dharma, Artha,
Kama, Moksha. 4 Purusharthas. Excellent, beautiful. So when Dasharatha did not have children, instead of going and consulting a fertility doctor or going to his guru and asking how can I have children, he decided that he is going to perform a great yajna called Ashwamedha Yajna. What is the name? Ashwamedha. A lot of people translate that as horse sacrifice. Right now, for the time being, just hold it in your head as horse sacrifice, but it is not horse sacrifice. It is a wrong translation. But horse is involved. You know how Ashwamedha Yajna is done? I'll tell you how it is done. It's a very interesting procedure. So Dasharatha decided that he is going to do Ashwamedha Yajna. Why? Because he thought that there is some blockage within him from not receiving good children. And he didn't want just simple children. He wanted putra. What did he want? Putra. Putra is not a boy child. A lot of people think putra means it's a boy. Putrika is a girl. That's okay. For colloquial usage, for regular usage, putra is boy. Putrika is girl. But he wanted putra. Okay, putra has a different meaning. I'm going to come and tell you later. So he wanted to have putras, Therefore, he decided that maybe there is a blockage, a karmic, karma related blockage in him, because of which he is not having putras. So he decided to perform this yajna Ashwamedha. So the way to perform Ashwamedha is they will find a fine horse, one of the best horses in his, from his backyard. So then this horse will be released and a big army will follow. The rule is wherever the horse steps its feet or hoofs, that land or that region should be under the control of Dasharatha. Whoever is performing the yajna, they should bring that region into their control, wherever the horse steps its hoofs on. So some people might say, oh, Dasharatha, you are of course the best king, so we don't have any conflict with you. We are definitely are friends to you or will obey your rule, that's fine. But if anybody says, no, we're going to conflict with you, stand against you, then he will have to fight an honorable battle. And then he has to become victorious. And not only that, he cannot lose the horse. If he loses the horse, he will be destroyed. So this horse will go around. Somehow they will tease it back, approximately 1 year later, back into the starting place. And then they will perform this great yajna in which so many invitees will come. Even those kingdoms where the horse had gone, all those people are invited as guests. And Dasharatha has to take care of them, feed them well, give them all amenities like atithi, like guests. Yes, treat them very well. And after that, horse sacrifice will be performed. I'll tell you what horse sacrifice is later. But after that, Dasharatha must donate everything that he has. He cannot leave even himself. He cannot even keep his own freedom. So he gave the entire kingdom that he ruled towards east to one priest. Everything to the south to another priest. Everything to the west to another priest. Everything to the north to another priest. And then he said, I am offering my freedom also along with my queens. So I will be your servant. Then these great priests, they said, we need an able king to rule the kingdom. What will we do taking the kingdom? We are priests. So you take everything back. We'll give the freedom also back to you. You rule it. So Dasharatha becomes the king again after mercifully all the priests gave the kingdom back. So this sacrifice is called Ashwamedha. So here the sacrifice is not sacrificing the horse, sacrificing the self or selfishness. How can you perform such a thing? Imagine, not Ashwamedha Yaga, we don't have to go that far. Imagine that you are doing a small activity. You are organizing a music festival. Let us say, you are inviting 100 people. How much preparation, how much effort will it take? Can you imagine? You are doing just your own party. Even then it takes a lot of effort. So in this Ashwamedha Yajna, which is done for almost more than a year, and inviting everybody, what do you think are the great qualities that Dasharatha must have in order to complete this yajna? What do you think?
He has to be like determined.
Is determined, yes. And?
He should
go ahead.
be charitable.
Loud. Charitable?
Charitable.
Beautiful.
He should be honest.
Honest, yeah. Any other? I'll give 3 ideas. Let us see. You will know why I am giving 3 ideas. Yeah? Come forward. Yeah. So, he must be following the scripture. Because that's what he decided. He decided to do Ashwamedha Yaga because he thinks there is a blockage. And who told him to do Ashwamedha Yaga? The scriptures, Vedas. Vedas said, you perform Ashwamedha Yaga, then the blockage will be removed. So he must be a follower of the Vedas, number 1. But what kind of follower? If he thinks that I'm going to do this for my own children, then do you think he will be able to complete it? He's selfish, right? At some point of time, the selfishness will bring conflicts with other kingdoms where the horse had set foot. So he is fighting with them, so they will become his enemies. He cannot make any enemies. He's not allowed to make any enemies. It has to be so well done that they all become compliant, accepting his fair rule. So he should not have that selfishness that I am the one doing it. He should not have that entitlement feeling that this is all for me. So that is the first rule. The first rule is he has no entitlement and no selfishness. And then he has to follow all the rules. Why would anybody do that? Why would anybody follow all the rules and give up their entitlement, even give up the name that they have done it? Why would anybody do that? They have to really have some deep thing in their character that they will do the right thing, and right thing not for their own selfish benefit, but for the sake of doing righteous things. Okay? And secondly, he should have the quality, all great qualities like valor, strength, power, generosity, charity, all those good qualities. But there are some enemies outside and enemies inside also. You can conquer all the enemies outside by benevolence, charity, courage, and all those things. But how do you conquer the enemies inside? What are some of those enemies inside? Do you know that we have enemies residing inside us? There are 6 enemies: desire, anger, greed, jealousy, and selfishness is desire, arrogance. So let me name them in the order. Desires is selfishness. Anger, if you desired something and you didn't get it, somebody took it away, what happens? We get really mad at them, right? Anger. So desire changes the shape and form and becomes anger. It's the same one, but the same enemy now changes into anger. So say you have whatever you asked for. People don't want to give it up or share with others. That is greed. So, and people become arrogant. Hey, I got what I wanted. So arrogant. And the other person got 2 of those. Then they become envious, jealous. So same thing has 6 phases. It's an enemy residing inside. Say the names again. Desire, anger, greed, arrogance, jealousy. Right? And all these 5 together, when taken all of them together, they will create utter confusion, lack of clarity. That is the 6th one, called confusion. So we don't know what is right from wrong, what is good from bad. People will lose their intelligence. If you are angry, what will you do? You don't know who you are talking to. Sometimes kids yell back at their parents, right? They forget that parents, I have to respect the parents. They forget it. Why? Because anger. When you are greedy, you will slap your younger sister or younger brother because I want to have my toy, I don't want to give it. So you have been unkind to your younger brother or younger sister because of greed. So like this, we lose our self, confusion. So these 6 are the inner enemies. So he has to conquer those 6 enemies. Otherwise he will not be able to do any of this. And then finally, he wanted to have a purpose. He has a sense of purpose. Purpose is to have putra. He said, I'll tell what putra is later. But if you want to have a very big purpose, let us say you want to go to Harvard, study law. Okay? What do you have to do? Yes, let her answer. Loud.
You have to conquer all of your fears.
Fears, yeah.
Pursue your desire.
And then, to fulfill that purpose, what do you have to do?
Work hard.
Work hard.
Put effort, determination, ambition.
Put effort, determination, ambition, and all these things. In these things, so you want to say? Yeah.
I was going to say the same
Same thing, yeah. But Meanwhile, like your entitlement, sense of entitlement wakes up that what, I'm not enjoying my life. I'm studying. I want to throw out all the books and have fun with friends. What happens? Say you have fun for 5-6 months. What happens?
You lose all of your hard work that you've been working up towards.
You lost. So if you want to accomplish a bigger purpose, you should be able to delay small gratifications. You don't have to deprive, but you have to delay some of the gratifications. I know a friend who wanted to complete his PhD, but after a few years, he got so impatient. He said, "Oh, I'm not having enough fun in my life. I think I'm going to rot in the graduate school. I don't want to do that. I want to take up a small job so that I get money and then I can have fun, enjoy my life also." Then he started working. Slowly his goal of graduating with a PhD gone to the back burner, then into the trash can. He didn't complete it. So if you want to accomplish some big goals, the most important thing is ability to delay gratification, right? Sense gratification. Didn't we talk about that in the beginning?
Yeah.
So ability to delay gratification, sense gratification, is a great quality. You have to build it, you have to develop it. So whenever you want to really rush and grab something, just give a few seconds and see, can I delay this gratification a little bit? Is it important? What is the priority? If you can stop and think, then you know whether you should delay it or you can have it. You can have that decision, right? So that space, you have to develop a little bit of space, that to accomplish a greater purpose, you have to sometimes put aside smaller objectives, smaller desires, and all these things. Without that, Dasharatha would not have been able to complete this great, humongous activity. So now let's categorize all these three. What are these three? The first one is acting with a sense of purpose, but without a sense of entitlement. Okay, number one. Number two, he's friendly with everybody. Not only himself, he's kind to himself. He is dealing with inner enemies, but he's also dealing with external, outer enemies. So that is a great capability. And then he is also working towards a great purpose. As I said, he has a sense of purpose, right? Now let us take these and carefully understand what these are in terms of Dasharatha's wives. Who are Dasharatha's wives? Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi. I think one name you can immediately tell me the meaning. One of these three. Anybody?
Sumitra.
Sumitra. Why? Mitra means?
Friend. Also being friends with yourself. And
Friend with
them.
yourself and
And
friend with everybody. That will help you to accomplish great tasks. Great tasks. To be friends with everybody, you require great qualities like benevolence, generosity, friendliness, kindness, all these great qualities. All those great qualities, is there a word for it? Great qualities, Sanskrit word, anybody know? Lakshanas. And therefore we have Lakshmana. So Sumitra's son is Lakshmana. So to be friend with yourself, what does that mean? To be kind with yourself means you have acceptance about yourself. Not accepting you to be a bad person. That's not what it is. Accepting myself to be a really good person. But sometimes some enemies do pop up inside me. How do you deal with them? You conquer those enemies, you put them aside. So that is conquering the inner enemies is also part of that Sumitra. Therefore we have the other twin, Shatrugna. Shatru means enemy, Gna means to kill. So with this quality of Sumitra, now you have great qualities and you have ability to conquer inner enemies. Okay? And okay, now let us see, there are two other names. Kausalya and Kaikeyi that we have to fit. So, I will tell you an interesting story about Kausalya. All these people have names. I don't know who gave these names. Maybe Sumitra's parents gave her given name Sumitra, wrote on the certificate. But Kausalya, we don't know how she got her name. The entire kingdom ruled by Dasharatha is called Kosala kingdom. The capital is Ayodhya. And because she is the queen of Kosala kingdom, she was called Kausalya. What an interesting way of calling her. So, there is something called Kaushalyam. Anybody heard that word, Kaushalyam? Kaushalyam is?
Kusalam.
Yeah, you heard that?
Yeah, but I don't know the meaning.
You don't know the meaning. So Kausalya means the knack of doing things, to do things perfectly. So Vedas say the perfect way of doing things is not to find yourself as the doer and not to have the entire sense of entitlement. Let us say you have an exam to give, okay? In that exam you want to get A grade. So you are preparing for the exam. Every moment you are thinking that will I get A or not? Will I do all the questions right or wrong? I'm so anxious, so worried. What happens? Yeah?
You're gonna lose focus on your exam, and that'll cause you to not get as good of a grade.
Excellent. So if you are constantly thinking about what you are getting out of it personally, you are not going to do well. How will you do a job well?
With passion.
Okay? What kind of passion?
That
That you are the doer. You are the one doing it. Is that the passion?
that you like to do it.
Loudly, please.
That you like to do it, because that's your vision of what you want to do.
So I use the word passion, but I think what you mean is you have to immerse yourself in it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen any basketball players or any artists or anybody?
Yeah.
How they work? Yeah. When do they excel?
When they're fully into what they're doing.
Fully engrossed. They're not even watching the score. They don't even notice themselves as the players. Hey, how am I playing? Is anybody looking at me? Is my wife? What is my father thinking? They're not thinking any of those things. They are completely immersed in it. That is the only way you can give 100% to anything. You can give 100% only when you take away the sense of entitlement. What you are going to get, whether I will succeed or fail, you have to take all those notions away. And then you also have to forget that you are the one doing it. It happens because you immersed yourself in it. This is called Kausalyam. And Kausalya represents that attitude. You will do what needs to be done, but not for your personal benefits. Not because you have this ego that I am the doer. So, one more thing. A lot of people do multitasking. A lot of adults do multitasking. Okay? Why is multitasking so stressful? Yeah?
Because you can't immerse yourself completely into it.
Excellent.
I was gonna say, cause if we focus on two things, then it'll be like less good as it would be if you would just focus on one of them.
Excellent. Two important points. So you will not be able to immerse yourself in one task if you are carrying something from before. You did some task before. You are unable to leave it 100%. You have to leave it 100%. Otherwise, you can't immerse yourself 100% in this task. So the key of success in multitasking is to leave everything behind 100%, as if it never happened. And you immerse in this. Therefore, you are not the doer. You are not expecting anything. It is happening. And when you do activities that way, there is no difficulty at all. There is no stress at all. There is no pain at all. So this is called Kaushalyam, ability to do things by taking yourself. You are only mentally taking yourself away. You are not bringing another thing into the mix. You are fully immersed. You don't have time to worry about anything. You are doing perfect job. So that's why with players, when they reach that level, they are in a blissful state. Similarly, artists who are performing music, performing dance, performing violin, when they completely immerse in music, they even forget that they are the performers. They even forget whether people are applauding or not. They forgot everything. They immerse themselves into music. They will experience a blissful feeling. This is a very difficult thing to achieve, but you can. Everybody can. You have to practice it. This is called Kausalya. So out of Kausalya, what comes? Bliss. So Rama is bliss. So Rama is the bliss in whom all the beings in the world are reveling. Everybody wants that bliss. Tell me who here doesn't want happiness, want only unhappiness. Is there anybody like that? Even those people trying to commit suicide, what are they trying to do? They want to reduce their unhappiness. That's the reason why they're... So everybody, whether they know it or they don't know, they're always going towards some kind of happiness. Take an ant, take an animal, any of these things. So everybody is going towards happiness, and that bliss that everybody is looking for is Rama. And how does Rama get his bliss? By seeing everybody happy. By everybody being blissful, Rama is blissful. That's the meaning of the word Rama. Rama means Ramante sarve yoginaha asmin niti Rama. All yogis, everybody revel in a bliss. They absorb in a bliss, and that bliss is Rama. And this bliss is coming because you want to see everybody happy. You are not selfish. You want to see everybody happy. So if you work for greater purposes, and if you want to see everybody happy, then naturally we will be happy, we will be blissful. So that is the opposite of selfishness. And then finally, I said you should have, if you want to have this great bliss or great purpose, you should be able to delay the gratification. Okay? Ability to delay gratification is same as endurance. You have the ability to endure heat or cold, happiness or unhappiness, difficulty, hard work, doesn't matter. You have the ability to endure everything because you can delay it to achieve the great purpose. And the great purpose is what? Bliss, happiness that everybody wants. So, ka in Sanskrit, one meaning of ka is happiness, sukham. Ka eka, that means only happiness. The ultimate bliss is the only purpose. If you have that mindset, the ultimate purpose as your mindset, then you will have great power to endure. That is Bharata. We are all called Bharatiyas. You know that, right? Where is this name Bharata coming from? Oh, we can say one king ruled. Oh, no, another king ruled, named Bharata. But what does Bharata mean? Bharata can be broken down in two ways. Bhara means heaviness. Ta. Somebody is carrying heavy burden. But although they are carrying the heavy burden, they are interested in Bha plus Rata. So you can break the word Bharata as Bhara plus Ta or Bha plus Rata. These are the only two ways to break it. Of course, there is Bha plus Ra plus. You can do that too. But Bhara means to endure. You have the ability to endure. But why are you enduring it?
For bliss.
For the bliss, for the sake of the light of knowledge. So Bharata will be born. So now let's just summarize.
Kaikeyi.
There are the three qualities. So Kaikeyi is Ka plus Eka. We will come to that. But there are three qualities. If you want to accomplish the greatest thing, you need to have three primary qualities. One is sense of purpose. For the sake of purpose, you will be able to delay any gratification, any temporary short-term gratifications. That is one quality you need. You will do perfect thing without having any sense of entitlement, without sense of ego that I am the one doing it. And then you have to balance everything. Therefore, you should be friendly to yourself. You should be friendly to everybody. That gives rise to three wives, Kaikeyi, Kausalya, Sumitra. And out of that ability to do perfect work is born bliss. Out of that ability to be friendly with yourself and everybody else is born great qualities and conquer our victory over in our enemies. And then out of that purposeful nature, what is born? Great endurance. So these are the 3 wives, those are the 4 children. So Ramayana is not a story some happened to a man, a wife some thousands of years ago. It is something that is happening within us every day. So what did I tell? Ramayana survived this long. What is the key of endurance? What is the secret of endurance of Ramayana? Anybody remember that?
It had some knowledge that could be available to everyone, every time.
Yes, excellent. Yeah, it has everything everybody needs all the time. Excellent. So we'll stop here. Say one shloka after me and then we'll take questions. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.